Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to another quick update. I'll show you some stuff that's going on uh, as I'm starting to prepare for the spring garden. Right in here, you can see that I've cleared some of the area because I planted some burgundy okra in here. I don't think any of it has come up yet. I think the only thing that's like that, I think it's just weeds. But all along right in here, I planted some burgundy okra. So I'm giving that a shot again. I tried growing it one time before, and I couldn't get it to take off. It would sprout and then die. So hopefully it will do better this time. Here's the pear tomato out here. You can see the clusters of tomatoes. There's one actually ripening down there. We've picking them off. Excuse me. We've been picking them off little bits at a time as they ripen. The one that I've got in my wicking bed is putting on more, and it's been ripening quicker. So the trouble I'm having with the tomatoes out here is they're splitting, which I know that indicates something. I just don't remember what. And I think it's something to do with the soil, like as far as like nutrients in the soil and stuff. But I just can't remember what it is that it means. So yeah, all the sunflowers are done. I took the last couple of them and just used them for bird seed. My daughter's pumpkins are starting to die. You can see there's one ripening there. We'll get that one, and then there's one right there. You can barely see it, and then she's got a green one over there that you can barely see. I think we'll probably get all three of those, and that will bring our total up to, I think as of right now I've got either 10 or 11, so it'll bring the total up to 13 or 14. Oh, there's another one right in there that's gonna be ready to pick. So yeah, 13, 14, possibly 15, which would be good because 16 is what we originally thought was in there. But there's some, you can see possibly one right in there that, oh, there it is. There's a green one right in there, and I don't know if it will be ready before the vine dies. But over here I have a weedy mess, and that's because this is where my pumpkin vine was. It's all over there now because I pulled it out. It was pretty much done. There was barely any of it alive anymore. So I pulled it out, and I'm going to prepare this area. I know that I'm going to plant, I don't know if I'll do any more okra or not. There's a good chance because we eat a lot of okra. But I know that I want to do black beans again, and possibly yard-long beans. But in this area, I haven't decided what I'm going to put in yet. But I'm just going to I'm going to hoe all these weeds back. The yard is trying to take over again. So that's pretty much what's going on in here. And for this job here, I'm using a regular garden hoe because it's a little too heavy duty for the swage hoe, in my opinion. And I think this chayote is gotten killed by the cold, because we did have another freeze. And when I say we have a freeze here, it may dip below freezing for an hour or two, but that's a lot for here. I know with everything that's going on in Texas right now, that doesn't seem like a lot, but we did not have another freeze last night. I'll put it that way. I'm just saying, in general, it was several weeks ago we did have another freeze. Looks like this chive is starting to put out some new growth. And over here as well, that one I cut like way back. I just hacked it back because it just wasn't doing anything, and I probably need to do that with all of it. There's longevity spinach. I want that to really start to bush out before I start messing with it. Of course, messing with it may help it bush out, I don't know. And the kale looks really, this dinosaur kale looks really good. I need to just go ahead and harvest that, and if nothing else, just freeze it. I think it's so pretty. It's got that kind of bluish green color. It's harder to see it on the camera than it is in real life. There's some nice little baby greens in the middle there. But that wound up doing very well, especially since I didn't really prepare this row all that. I forgot to put fertilizer and stuff in it. I mean, I came along and did it afterwards, but I didn't do it before it got planted, so. But it actually did really well. You can see pumpkin there. See, like that one, I don't know if it'll be ripened by the time I go to pick, you know, or by the time I go to take the vine up, and same with that one. Now you can let them ripen some more inside. This one here, I think, is pretty much ready to go. You actually look at the stem right here, though. Sorry. You look at the stem to see, you know, if it's starting to die off. Now, that one still looks pretty green. But what I'll normally do, you gotta leave at least an inch, but I'll leave it even longer. Like, I'll cut it right in here. That way, it can still drain all the nutrient out of the stem down into the plant, or down into the pumpkin. But that one is barely green at all. And there's a little bit of green on the bottom. So that one's probably ready to go. That one right over there is going to be ready to go soon. But, I mean, it may be starting to turn right in here. Not quite as green as you see like right in here, just along the vine. So it may be starting to go, and I'll cut it, and you let them sit inside for about like a month or so, and they get a lot sweeter and more delicious, and I love them. There's one that I don't know if it'll make it in time by the time I pull this up, because I may have to just come along. Sometimes the vine starts to die before the pumpkins are ready, but I may have to just come along and pull it anyways, because I need to get ready to plant more stuff. Here's the old keyhole garden. All the weeds have died from when we had that freeze, which I need to take advantage of that. But I had built a keyhole garden with cinder block, and just ended up, as you can see. This is why I don't do raised beds, because I have a harder time taking care of them. And that's just me. That's just a personal thing. But what I do want to do with it is take the cinder block, and I'll probably take some of the soil out of there that I put in there, and make an herb spiral, which I'll put up closer to my house. And then I need to get on that. But anyways, show you what's going on with some of the trees. This guy is putting on some new leaves quite a bit. All those lighter green leaves, those are fresh leaves. I need to come in here, and actually I bought this at the recommendation of Jack Spirko, this little knife here, glittering bazaar. It's not in like a super expensive fancy thing, but let me open it for you. But it works really well really well for coming along and cutting back and chopping and dropping. So I need to do some of that. This guy just looks pitiful, but he continues to grow. And I need to come out here and put in some of the tree fertilizer. Look at all the new leaves coming out on this one. But as you can see, the weeds are growing in here some, but a lot of this is stuff that I had just cut and dropped around here. So the moringas are putting out new growth, so their old growth is dropping because of the cold that we had. This Florida avocado is putting on all this new growth right in here, and it was pretty amazing because there was like nothing, and then all of a sudden it seemed like overnight it was like boom, just all this new growth, which is really cool when that happens. The mango tree, I think probably will have some new growth coming right up at the tip of my knife there. That's where it tends to pop up, and I think these all weathered the cold pretty well. Where our frost is done, should be done, unless something crazy happens like what happened in Texas. But our frost should be done, so I just shouldn't have to worry about that. And I just noticed something that really irritates me. You see this right here? That looks like it looks like grass, but that's actually sugar cane that I planted there. And if you come along, I planted one along in here, and then I planted one over here. See that nub? That was grass. Something has eaten it. And this is what I've been dealing with. I don't know if it's a squirrel, I don't know if it's a rabbit, I don't know what it is, but it's really, really, really frustrating. That's what happened to here's another one right there, right here. That's what happened to my, when I tried to plant sweet potatoes last time. Something just kept eating the vine, and it was driving me nuts. I believe that it was a rabbit that was eating the vine, but yeah, anyways. But let me show you the bananas. There's the acerola cherry is fine. I wasn't even worried about it because it has been established for a while, so I knew it'd be okay. The star fruit, I think it did okay. We did have some, it's gonna drop some leaves, and it got affected some, but if you look, it's starting to put out new growth, so it's happy enough. This moringa completely dropped everything, but it's got new stuff popping up here, so I think it's going to be okay. I think it'll probably just continue to grow from here. I was worried about my bananas because they look like that, but then all of a sudden now they're all popping up new leaves, so hopefully that's a good sign that they'll continue to grow. I got two pups under here that I think are going to be okay. I'm going to cut this back so that it gives it a little more sunlight. And banana leaves are good chop and drop. I just leave them in there. It's amazing what these bananas have done to the ground down here. Whereas I've typically had a lot of soil issues as far as hydrophobic soil and stuff like that. These bananas being here, man, the soil just drinks the water down. So the bananas have really helped the soil in here. The everbearing tree went completely bare, and now all of a sudden it just exploded with new growth, and I just noticed it is blooming like crazy. So that means we're going to have a lot of mulberries. Look at all these blooms. We're finally going to have like a lot of mulberries, because the past couple years, it's probably been out here for a couple years, we would get, you know, a few here, a few there, but I've never seen this many blooms on it. So, and that's what those little weird, if I can get focus, see those little weird, they almost look like little, I don't know, bugs or something. That's mulberry blooms. So if each one of those produces, that'll be one berry. So there are a bunch of them. I've never seen that many on that tree. So we're about to actually start getting a lot of mulberry, which I'm perfectly okay with. Here's another thing that drives me nuts. This is my Jamaican cherry tree. See that hole right there? Something, I don't know what it is. I don't know, because we get armadillos out here. I don't know if armadillos come along and root, but they always do it at the base of my trees, and I don't understand it. But Jamaican cherry, it took a little bit of a hit. You can see that it's looking a little sad, but there's new growth coming out, so that's a good sign. That means that it's still kicking. The old stuff will drop off, and then the new one will keep going. It actually put out a couple cherries, but they were very, very flavorless, because I'm thinking, you know, it's just not time for it. I don't know if you can't see it, but way up there at the top of that tree, hear it? Just singing away there. It's a brown thrasher, just singing away. They're a relative of the mockingbird, so that's why it probably sounds like a mockingbird to some people. Anyways, something's been chewing on my Hass avocado over here, but it's doing okay. And yeah, that's about it. I ordered some seeds from a new place. A buddy of mine's got a seed company going called Agorist Acres, and I'll put a link in the description for his stuff. So I ordered some seed from him, and I'll be putting some of that in. Got some nice cantaloupe from him, so I'm going to be trying that out. The Pakistani are starting to put out new growth, so you can see all the little buds coming out in here. This guy, he'll produce, like there's one right there. He'll probably produce a few here and there, but I don't think that we'll be expecting a lot of berries from this one for a little while. It just hasn't been long enough to get established. And then the fig tree, of course, is bare. But see, look at that. But the fig tree always goes bare right now, because it drops. So as soon as it gets cold, it drops all of its leaves, and then when it warms up by later spring, it'll be leaves popping out again. I have other trees I need to get planted, and I've got a lot of other stuff I need to get planted, but I'm going to clear this area out, or start working on it at least, and then we'll start. There'll be a bean of some sort along in here. I need to build some trellises, which I got a cool kind of DIY guide from Homestead and Chill, which, if you don't know who they are, pop online and Google that, or DuckDuckGo it, or pre-search it, or whatever you prefer, and check out her website and her blog. A fellow homesteader, I don't remember where she lives, but yeah, so she sends out, I'm on her emailing list, so she sends out different you know, what's going on at her homestead emails, and one of them was how to build simple trellises, which that's what I want to do along in here. Wherever I put the beans, I want to put trellises in, so that they can actually have something to climb other than the sticks. I mean, those bean teepees that I made worked, but the beans outgrow them, so I want to do something new. And it looks like, I thought that this pomegranate was dead. It looks like it might be producing more leaves, or that could be flowers, but I think it's leaves, because you can see them coming out, so that's good. I'd love to get some pomegranates because they're really, really good. But anyways, I'm leaving y'all for now. I'm going to start cleaning this up because the yard is trying to take over again. And I will be back some other time later with a new video, and I will talk at you later. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share, and we'll see you later.